What is up, guys? Welcome back. Today, we're just going to go over a short trade I took on Friday. This was super late into the session, but as you guys know, Friday was super volatile. The S&P was down almost 4%, and NASDAQ pretty much the same. And so we just had a lot of volatility, and so I stuck around and waited for opportunity to present itself. So let's just get right into it. Obviously, the market nuked on news with tariffs in China, blah, blah, blah. And we had a bunch of key levels be hit. So a ton of liquidity over the last month got taken pretty much in a matter of a few hours. And then NQ managed to get all the way down to this weekly fair value gap, but just missed it by 25 points, which relatively speaking, compared to the rest of this bearish move, 25 points was nothing. So I was still kind of bearish here. This trade was at 350. And if you guys don't know, for some reason, there's always like a 3:50 p.m. algo that turns on, and the market just moves very aggressively in the last 10 minutes of the market being open during the weekdays. So if you ever look back at 350 on any given day, you'll always see volatility spike because algos and pending orders in the market are all filled at the very last minute before the market closes for that day. So that's why we call it the 350 algo. And I was looking for continuation on the 350 algo down to that weekly gap to finally get filled. And ES, I won't have it pulled up here on this chart, but ES also had a daily gap that was unfilled. If you guys want to go back test this on October 10th at around 350, ES had a daily gap that was unfilled about the same distance below, and NQ had this weekly gap, so I was still bearish. And then we managed to pull back into this 15-minute fair value gap right here. Obviously bearish, and then we wicked out of it. And so at this point, I'm looking at the 1 minute and 30 second, looking for an entry. And we didn't get anything here because we had this huge 1 minute gap right here. I'll turn on this indicator. We had this huge 1 minute bullish gap that this candle held, this candle held. We reswept this high up here in that 15-minute fair value gap, which I marked down up here. And then we had this huge engulfing bearish candle on the 1 minute. And I was actually looking at this on the 30 second during live while I was actually trading this, and we had this basically 30 second and 1 minute CISD form. And so that was enough confirmation for me to set a limit order here. So the trade looks something like this. This is obviously being back tested, but I'll show you the execution in a minute. So it looked kind of like this. And then we had this candle fill me. I went break even at this 5 minute because we had, I'll show you guys. We had this 5 minute bullish fair value gap right here. And on the 30 second, as you can see, we front ran it by basically a point. We retraced into the CISD where my limit was at. And then we nuked through. So I went break even almost instantly on this trade. And then my target was a new low of day. I didn't want to be greedy. Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. I didn't want to be greedy and go all the way down for that weekly fair value gap because that was like 100 points. And I was more than happy to take 84 points out of this trade, especially this late into the session. So that's why I also went a break even very aggressively. But as you can see, we got a very quick delivery. Within 5 minutes, I was out of the trade, and that was about 1,600 in profit. And I'll show you guys the execution. I posted it in Discord right here. So as you can see, the entry was here. I closed out at new low of day there. And obviously, it did go all the way down to the weekly fair value gap. But like I said, I wasn't interested. And then, yeah, that was it. I think this nuked even further. However, prop firms don't let you really trade after market close. At least most of them don't. So there's that. So that's how I made quite a bit of money at the end of Friday. There was also another winning trade I took on Friday before this during the AM session, but I thought this trade was pretty cool to recap because it was on the 350 algo. But yeah, I just wanted to make this quick video. Hope you guys find this valuable, and I'll see you guys in the next trade recap. Bye-bye.